If Lendou and his brother could share a tiny job stairs, why can't you? This is what our parents used to tell us whenever we refused to share our things. Lendou and his younger brother lived with their father and stepmother in a small cookie village. The stepmother hated the two brothers and was always pestering the father to get rid of them until he finally gave in. One fine day, he took his sons to a forest on the pretext of setting up traps. His plan was to leave them in the jungle. Lendou had a suspicion about this, so he took along a ball of thread. He tied the thread to a tree, unraveled it as they journeyed. In the forest, the father set up kemsang and sang a lullaby to lull his sons to sleep. Then he quietly left them and returned home. The boys woke up to find their father missing. They called out to him repeatedly but got no response. The younger brother was scared and cried, but his brother consoled him, for he knew that they would be able to get back home. The stepmother was furious and angry at her husband. She gave him an ultimatum to choose between her and his sons. He tried many more times to abandon them, but Lendou always managed to foil his plan and return home. Finally, he took them deep into the forest, so Lendou's strength wasn't sufficient and was helpless when they woke up. They had no idea where they were and where to go. They walked around in the forest, hoping to find their way back and calling out to their father, but to no avail. It was already dark and they were hungry, so they started searching for things to eat amongst the haystack of an abandoned field, but could find nothing. Finally, Lendou managed to find a tiny piece of job steers. Though it was so small, they shared it amongst themselves for the sake of love. In the forest, they spotted a hornbill's nest up in the tree. Lendou climbed the tree and found some eggs in the nest. He cracked the eggs and drank it. Suddenly, feathers started sprouting on his body. Lendou dropped some eggs for his younger brother, but the eggs hit the branches and cracked. So his brother could only have some of it, and feathers started sprouting on his body too. He was feeling itchy and he scratched off the feathers immediately. But Lendou turned into a hornbill. The younger brother cried and said, "What will happen to me now?" Lendou said, "Boy, limbel, limbel." So his brother followed his shadow. Unfortunately, he slipped among the tangled bushes and lost his brother's shadow. The younger brother walked on his own aimlessly. Finally, he reached a village, and the villagers took pity on him and let him settle there. He worked hard and soon became one of the richest men in the village, for which he had to hold a customary ceremony. His main objective was to get united with his long-lost brother, Lendou. So he decided to invite all the birds and animals for the ceremony. Wild Dove volunteered itself to convey message to all the birds. On the appointed day, everyone, including the animals and birds, attended the extravagant feast. Lendou also attended it, and finally the two brothers were reunited. And out of sheer joy, he threw off his feathers for the gatherers. To mark this undying love of brothers, it is a tradition for a cookie male to wear hornbill's feather in his headgear. This story teaches us that nothing is too small or too big to be shared when you love one another. Thank you.